Welcome back to Romance the Woe. This is your girl Charlie. Today we have a great one for you guys. This is Shadow King by S. Rodman. This is a paranormal romance between two men. Hit it!
Grab yourself a book, turn the lights down low. It's time, everybody, for Romancing the Woe.
Shadow King by S. Rodman is book 2 in the series. Now this involves two men. Now this involves Felix, who's a human witch, and Dis, who's a Shadow King. Now what's a Shadow King? He's like kind of a shade. He goes into the darkness and he gets powers from other people's emotions, desire, fear. It feeds him. So what has happened in the previous book with the Shadow Prince is that Felix's apartment was burned down. Now it was burned down he was used as basically a trap because the best friend Adam was with the Shadow Prince. So what happened is Felix lost everything. He lost his home, and he's someone who was basically kicked out of his family when he was 13. He lived on his own. He was abandoned by his father. His cousin rejected him at the time. So he had to build up everything on his own. So everything's very special to him because he lost everything as a child. So now, again, as an adult, he's just started working. He's a barista. He's cranky. He's very emo, dark. And he's a witch. And for him, now finally he had his apartment, he has his own space, he has his own clothing, he has vintage albums, which he adored and loved. Everything is gone because of the Shadow King. And he is ticked off. Not only because of that, but also he uses bait against his best friend Adam. So he's very resentful. And so he does a summoning spell, and here comes the Shadow King. Now, when you do summoning spell, there's like a circle. So the Shadow King is stuck in this circle and he cannot get out unless Fix lets him out. And Fix is like, no, this is revenge. So the Shadow King's named Dis. And Fix likes to call him Disney. And of course the Shadow King has no idea what that means. So he's stuck in this and he wants out. And of course Felix is like, no. The interesting thing is that Felix really, even though he's very dark on the outside, he's just a sweetheart inside. So when the Shadow King starts saying, I'm starving, I'm hungry, you have to feed me, Felix starts feeding him. And he starts doing little things. Like he makes sure the Shadow King has the TV to watch. So when Felix is at work, the Shadow King has something to watch. And he, like I said, he takes care of him, he gives him little things, and this relationship starts to bloom. Now, this is someone who's very interesting, and I didn't know how I was going to feel about him. But he was a Shadow King. You have to understand that in his shadow realm, it's a situation where power is everything. And once you're considered weak, people will just attack you. So you're constantly watching your back. You have no one of your own. No one's on your side. There is no protectiveness. No one is coming to help you whatsoever. Because once you're down, they're going to try to hold you down and rise above you. So now he meets this human, Felix, and Felix doesn't really expect anything from him. Felix is there giving to Dis. And Dis is shocked because Dis doesn't know what this is like. He has someone who does feed him, who's concerned that he's hungry, who is concerned that he's bored, so gives him a TV. He's concerned he's not comfortable, so gives him a futon couch and a blanket and a pillow. Felix is just this interesting character. I loved him. And as the story develops, the relationship starts with both of them. And it's so interesting because there's like this softness that comes. And Felix and Dis together are just so romantic and so sweet. And Dis becomes very protective of Felix, and Felix is very protective of Dis because there's danger, because someone isn't happy, because someone wants to take away Felix. And Dis isn't going to allow that. And Dis is in a bad situation. So I highly recommend this book. Now, I would say do Shadow Prince first. Just because, Adam is in that, and he's Felix's best friend, and it kind of goes into, and that's when you're introduced to the Shadow King first. And then this book, Shadow King, is his book. Now, if this is a book you like, sounds like something you like, please go out and get it today. I highly recommend it. Now, this is one that really caught me. I love the first book, Shadow Prince. Shadow King, oh my gosh. It floored me, because just the quality of the two men together was so sweet and so special. I felt like the writing just really was so wonderful and so just beautiful, and you get the emotions, the relationship, the build of the two characters. So I can't wait for Shadow Lord because this is dark and bunny story. And of course, you have to read book 2 to understand who those 2 characters are. So until next time, this is your girl Charlie. Highly recommend Shadow King by S. Rodman. If this sounds like a book for you, please get it today. And if you like today's episode, please hit the like and subscribe button. This is Romance in the Web.